Long ago, in the land of Israel, there was a young shepherd named David. He was the youngest of 8 brothers and spent his days tending his father's sheep in the fields of Bethlehem. Though he was small in stature, David had a heart full of courage and a deep faith in God. At that time, the Israelites were at war with the Philistines. The two armies had set up camp on opposite hills, with a valley between them. Among the Philistines was a giant warrior named Goliath. He was over 9 feet tall, clad in heavy armor, and carried a massive spear. Every day, he stepped forward and mocked the Israelites, challenging them. "Choose a man to fight me. If he wins, we will be your slaves. But if I win, you will serve us." For 40 days, Goliath taunted Israel, and no one dared to fight him. David's father, Jesse, sent him to deliver food to his brothers, who were in the Israelite army. When David arrived at the battlefield, he heard Goliath's challenge and saw the fear in the eyes of Israel's warriors. "Who is this Philistine that he defies the armies of the living God?" David asked. David's words reached King Saul, and the king sent for him. "I will fight this Philistine," David said boldly. Saul looked at him and said, "You are only a boy, and he has been a warrior since his youth." David replied, "I have defended my father's sheep from lions and bears. When they attacked, I struck them down. The Lord who rescued me from them will deliver me from this Philistine." Seeing David's confidence, Saul agreed but tried to dress him in his armor. However, the armor was too heavy for David, so he removed it. Instead, he picked up his staff, chose 5 smooth stones from the stream, and placed them in his pouch. With only his sling in hand, he stepped onto the battlefield. Goliath saw David approaching and laughed. "Am I a dog that you come at me with sticks? Come here, and I will feed your flesh to the birds." David stood firm. "You come against me with sword and spear, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty. Today, the Lord will deliver you into my hands, and all will know that there is a God in Israel." Goliath charged forward, but David ran to meet him. He reached into his pouch, took out a stone, and slung it with all his might. The stone struck Goliath in the forehead, sinking deep, and the giant fell face first to the ground. The Israelites watched in shock as David ran up, took Goliath's own sword, and cut off his head. The Philistines saw their champion defeated and fled in terror. The Israelite army pursued them, claiming victory. That day, David proved that strength and weapons were not what won battles. It was faith in God. David's courage and trust in God set him apart, and years later, he became the greatest king of Israel. His story reminds us that no matter how small we feel or how big our challenges seem, with faith in God, we can overcome anything. If you enjoyed this story, like and share this video. Subscribe for more Bible teachings.